Well, Sudi seems concerned about Quinn as the fighting dies down, and she goes over to her and asks, "How is your life?"
My life feels not well right now.
Okay,
How's yours?
let's officially start. Previously, our heroes set out from Ilmater's Hope in search of the missing children. But instead, something else found them. After an encounter with a ghost who could not remember even who they were, who just wanted to be released from her eternal torment, the party found themselves accosted by the foul machinations that were apparently the physical remains of that spirit that had been ritualistically mutilated and posed into prostrating positions, but attacked when interacted with, resulting in the traumatic break of Nona Ellie due to being accosted by a freakish tendon centipede creature whilst trapped in darkness. Huddled in a ball of crying as Liana carried her to safety. Can our heroes endure the trials to come? Will the team's resolve hold up? Will odds roll in their favor? Fear the strangers in your midst. Never play games of fate. And we find ourselves as the combat concludes with the remains of the defiled parts of this spirit lying on the ground.
So do we still need to put all this back together?
What's that? I didn't quite hear you.
You said remains of the spirit. Can you repeat the last sentence for me, please, if you would mind? I missed half of it.
Which part?
You said, and now we begin with the remains of something on the ground, and I missed a little piece there.
The remains of the supposed remains of the creature or the spirit now lying scattered across the ground.
Oh, okay. So the leftovers of the items that, okay.
Correct.
Which someone had suggested before that we put back together in reverse order to break the curse.
Just gonna go sit down next to Nona, not too close, not too far. Kind of supportive, but not making it awkward, but being incredibly awkward.
The bear will sit down next to her and lean into it.
Lee is kind of where she was, a little bit dazed and sitting to rest because she is a little low on HP and caught off guard by what just occurred.
All right.
Sudi still seems nervous about the room and tries to coax Quinn up to the side of it in case the edges are more safe.
Edie is probably still coming down from the adrenaline rush of her rage last session and is doing some breathing exercises as she learned in anger management courses.
Okay.
You have anger management courses within the world of D&D is fun.
Whatever the equivalent of anger management courses are
in the world for the bar even, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that was my favorite revelation last week.
Yeah, if anyone wants to try and talk to Nona, she's kind of like detached from reality a little bit right now. She's disassociating at this point, I think.
So a lot happened. How are we all doing?
We should get out, says Sudi.
No, well, is there still like part of a tentacle in cloth? Like when Hawk is so injured, she's just like tied around like a cape and like doo-doo-doo.
Okay. Yeah, there are still like almost needle-like legs formed from the tendons that were the legs of the centipede-like creature. Yeah. Most of them are covered in probably Nona's blood.
Yeah, Nona looks very pale.
Can we speak, Z, would you prefer us to speak frankly about HP with our characters, or should we refer to how we're doing more in-game and in-character?
Yeah, I would prefer you not speak in like, numbers. So as a reminder, the door leaving this room has been opened at this point. And it's a door leading through into a hallway.
Is the hallway lit, and can we see through the hallway, or is it limited visibility?
So at the end of the hallway, it is not lit. The room that you're in is lit. And the door that you opened, there was kind of a big archway similar to the Great Arch that you came through initially, only this one is smaller. Beyond it is just a dark hallway that's not lit at all.
So Mavli's gonna rummage in her pack a little bit, and she's gonna pull out a ration and maybe a small piece of sea glass that's kind of pretty and shaped kind of weird, and she's gonna scooch a little closer to Nona and hold out like a cracker. Hey, how you doing?
You know how I'm doing.
I actually don't, because this is really strange, but I find when I'm stressed out, food helps a lot.
It does.
It does. So maybe a cracker, not like, you're a parrot or anything, but it might give you something else to focus on. I'm not looking, so you seem fine. Nona?
You don't have to pretend you don't see.
I
We're
don't
all
see anything.
we're all the same here.
fine. I don't think that's accurate in the slightest, because that Wid can turn into a bear.
Wid will lick the side of Nona's face that has tears,
That's adorable.
and
It
then
also
kind of like
smells
put her chin
great.
on the top of your head.
It smells like bear.
Yeah.
Wid is very big. Does Wid want a cracker?
It's just all the crumbs just fall on Nona's head, probably.
Excellent. She doesn't give a fuck.
So I have this glass, and she's gonna kind of reach over and put it in Nona's hand and wrap her fingers around it. And it kind of makes me feel better when it gets warmer in my hands, or you can kind of rub on it, and it's real nice. That way you can think about that instead of anything else. See?
All right, so Nona's going to take your hand. She's going to put it back in to your hand, and then she's going to give you a hug.
Oh, now it's weird. Okay. Everything's fine. Wid, what do I do?
Wid will take both of her bare arms and wrap them around both of them.
Oh, look, we're
Oh my
getting
god, a little bear hug. Thank God.
It's a literal bear hug.
Can I get sanity points removed for this?
No, we're getting a legit group bear hug. I don't know how to feel. Wow,
yeah.
your claws are big.
I feel very safe in the arms of a bear.
Yeah, I will be kind, and I'll say that those of you involved in this really touching moment of a bear hug can recover 4 sanity.
Thanksy. We're gonna need that. We're really gonna need that.
Does anyone else need a Quinn? You should come get a bear hug. My little bitty gnomish buddy.
Lee's like not
Doesn't say
around and
anything.
noticing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She just dropped her weird little dead tentacle and like tries to crawl into a space she can fit in.
There's plenty of room.
Oh, Quinn, you're really hurt. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. Here.
No, we can't be sorry. We did our best.
She's let's see. She's going to give you some of her lay on hands.
Did you all see Lee? She carried a freaking armored dwarf right out of there. Right. Bro.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I'm a little fuzzy on.
That's okay. Don't try to remember. Take it from someone who's dealt with traumatic events previously. Digging into that is not okay.
Quinn, you have 3 more hit points.
Huzzah.
Thank you.
So we're kind of in a people puddle, but we've also got Lee and Edie and Sudi's along the edge, right?
Mhm.
Is anything else happening in the room, see?
Nope.
That's lovely.
Yeah, at this point it's eerily quiet.
Great.
Sudi glances nervously around the ceiling.
Yeah,
Okay.
Edie's just gonna scan the room on alert for anything else.
Yeah, can we sense the ghost at all?
Not with your normal perception, no.
Okay.
Sudi, please give me a perception check. Who else was looking around? Edie?
Mhm.
Okay, perception check, please.
17.
$21.
Okay.
Great.
Good job.
Sudi, as you're looking up like above near the where the gate is to leave this room from above where the door that you opened was, you notice kind of an area of the wall that wasn't receiving much illumination has kind of a mural carved into the stone. And it looks like a skeleton. It's got like a sword in one hand and it's thrusting forward and something coming out of its hand. Possibly fire, you can't tell, but beneath it, in front of it, is like a village with a few adult style figures and a few child-sized figures. And it looks like they're burning along with the house.
Burning from what's coming out of his hand?
It's hard to say, but you could make that connection. Edie, as you're glancing around, near on the other side of the gate, you notice that there are some statues, and you glance towards the top of the statues. Mind you, these are the same types of statues that you saw initially at the Great Gate when you went through it. But they're on the other side instead of the side that you're on. and you kind of glance through without actually passing through the gate. And you notice that as the arms of the statues are kind of going up as if they would be holding the ceiling, but it looks like the ceiling above them is not necessarily as high as it is in the rest of the area, and is pretty loose. So how you could interpret that would be like, it appears that the statues on the other side of the door are some part of an elaborate trap meant to cause a stone collapse when somebody passes through.
Y'all, I had to break up this really cute moment, but there's some sort of trap up in that direction. And I'll point out the statues.
Is someone burning people?
No, it was them statues over there. It looks like maybe the ceiling would cave in if someone tried to trip it.
How tall is the ceiling?
It's about 30 feet high.
Okay, I'm not that tall.
Mavli knows about stonework.
That's accurate. I can take a look at it.
Is there something
Okay.
load bearing that we should avoid?
Because you're a dwarf and you have stone cunning, you get advantage on this roll.
That's exciting. That's necessary as well. All right, what am I adding? I'm so sorry.
This will be a dexterity roll plus your stone cunning. So proficiency bonus. Straight dex, add your proficiency bonus and roll at advantage.
16.
16. That's exactly what you needed.
Oh,
So with a 16, Mavli gets in there with her dwarven expertise and her mastery of stonework, and she manages to like finagle the stones in such a way and like put like pebbles in certain positions, essentially disabling the trap.
You guys, somebody was really sneaky and spent an awful lot of time setting this up so that it would fall down. This is really quite masterful, and I feel kind of bad really screwing it up, but it should be fine here in just a minute. Give me just a few. Hold on. Yeah, that smacked my thing. Oh, everything's fine. Don't just stay back. Okay, it's good. We'll be fine here in just a minute. I swear. Just maybe 2 more minutes. Hold on.
Lee's been watching this go on and says, so what now? I admit I could use a rest. I'm not in the best shape following whatever that was.
It's not rested here.
Would you rather rest in somewhere we haven't cleared first?
Well, can't say I'm quite sure where's best, to be honest. I'm just concerned about moving forward. I'm not doing too well right now.
Yeah, I have a fancy candle.
You do have a fancy candle.
I have a fancy candle. If y'all want to take a short rest, we can.
I think that would be advantageous.
If we wanted to take a long rest, that's a whole, maybe a different story. But we could definitely in this room that we're quasi familiar with. And hey, isn't there some armor we could take a peek at while we're resting?
Short rest would certainly help, but I'm a little tired and I'm not sure that will hold out for much longer. Perhaps we should seek somewhere to take a long rest soon.
How long is the new team? I don't know. Our saviors. How long have our saviors been awake, Z?
Considering that they probably not too long. I don't think they're approaching the point where you're risking exhaustion quite yet.
Okay, because they stayed up through our long rest to watch, right?
Right, but they weren't super tired when they got there anyway, because we were assuming that they were fairly fresh when they arrived to camp. So they're only on like 12 hours awake at this point.
Yeah, Lee looks tired more because she looks a little beat up. For context.
So
I can heal you a bit if you come over here, Lee.
She says thank you and kind of sidles over, and it looks a little bit not bashful, but like slightly embarrassed, I guess.
if we use the candle just for, let me. So I get that you might want to rest for a little while because you look like you did just go a few rounds with something and then haul a battered and bruised armored dwarf out of magical darkness, which is a sentence I personally never thought I would utter. But I do have this, and my family's used it before, and if we rest for about 30 minutes or so close by, it can help to I don't know how to say this in character. I apologize profusely. It'll double your hit dice, or the points that you roll for your hit dice if we rest here. Extra boost. It's got essential oils.
It's raw water.
Lee
Like
says
lemon and rosemary and lavender all together. It's nice.
I think that sounds nice, and I could probably make do. I just don't want to burn the group.
Completely.
You've got 3 more hit points, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the rules of short rest with.
Short rest takes an hour, basically, of no physical activity. And you are allowed to roll as many hit dice as you like.
We don't need to have anyone standing watch or anything.
No, you don't sleep typically during a short rest. It's just like you're sitting down, you're catching your breath, relaxing.
Yeah, that sounds good for me and Lee, and if we did that candle, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think a candle would be good.
Yeah, no, it's in my bag. Nona, can you just light that while I finish this trap thing here? Thanks.
Also, do you only have one of those?
I have 1 charge and a full candle. So 1 1/4.
Okay. Does it get used up when you use it, or is it?
Yeah, sure does.
Yep. Each candle has enough for 4 charges, 4 1-hour charges. So it can be used once for a long rest or 4 times for short rests.
The long rest is way better.
Okay.
But we kind of screwed that up. So we have a partially used candle.
We didn't screw it up.
Damn zombies.
The zombies screwed it up.
Damn zombies.
Would anyone else find use with the candle, or I don't want to necessarily just use it for myself, so.
No, we're all gonna use it.
Okay. Sounds good, fam.
I think the only one who's not hurt might be Sudi. Is anyone else not hurt?
Wid in bear form looks pretty healthy,
Okay, and
other than being an old bear.
Katie's doing all right,
Yeah.
but
I'm so excited. I hit things with hammers, and I'm really sad that Nona didn't even see. I used her technique.
really only half the group's badly injured.
You can tell me all about it while we rest.
Oh, I'm so excited. So this thing was coming at me, right? And
Mhm.
and I thought, I have no idea what to do, and I'm really scared. What would Nona do? So I pulled out a hammer and I hit it from the top down.
Toulon did have another candle. That's where Mavli's second candle came from.
Were you wondering?
okay, thank
You
you.
told me I had it. Don't take the candle from me, Z.
No. I was just confirming Edie's question.
Oh,
Z, how much time has passed since we lost some sanity and Wood turned into a bear?
Oh, not long at all. It's only been like 15, 20 minutes maybe.
Okay, but then how long is this short rest going to take us with the candle?
1 hour.
Okay.
Mm,
At some
less than
point, Wid will shrug off the fur and be back into her dwarf self.
Doesn't
Oh.
the candle make it less than an hour?
no, it does not.
No.
Oh,
I
it
thought
doesn't.
it did. It does not. It makes the long rest shorter, though.
Got it.
Yeah, it has different properties depending on how you use it.
Does the fur go into your boots? Do you have the boots with the fur?
I take an apple out of my back pocket.
Nona, she has the apple bottom jeans. Why has she not been allowed in town?
You know
He ain't
why.
got that Reeboks with the straps.
Oh,
Cass, as Wid transforms back into her normal self, you hear a rattling coming from wherever it is Wid stores the cage.
Yeah, it'll be the top of her pack. So she will take off her pack and open it up and carefully pull out the caged bird.
Okay. Looking at the cage bird, Wid can see its little winged kind of moving. Nobody else can see. You just see her pull out a cage with a little dead mechanical bird. It looks like a dead bird that has had some body parts replaced with like clockwork bits.
never mind. I know why she's not allowed in town.
I tap on the cage, or Wood taps on the cage and says, "What is it, old Siggy? What is it?"
It doesn't respond immediately. And I think Wid would know that it doesn't like to talk in front of other people. So maybe you'll like turn away from the group or something.
Oh, I thought it was like the sword. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
then
it's kind of
shoot Wood.
shy. And it whispers to you, and only Wid can hear this. It says, "Time changes beyond the gate."
Beyond which gate?
Beyond the gate, towards your destination, that which you seek.
A gate that we have not yet passed through?
That is correct.
Are we in danger?
In the domain of the Nameless God, one is never truly safe.
In addition to the Nameless God, there's also the Silent One here. Can you sense the Silent One, old Siggy?
I cannot, but this one is ever present. Who is watching this conversation, by the way?
Oh, Nona is definitely.
Okay. Just Nona?
So I will watch.
I think Quinn is too.
Okay. So from your perspective, it looks like Wid is talking to a dead bird.
Which is why Mavli was like, I know why she's not allowed to. Yeah, no. She gave me a bear hug. I'm not gonna judge her for it.
No, I'm not mad about it. It's just a little more odd than I'm used to, which says something. but the boots with the fur. And she talks to dead birds. Everything's fine.
Everybody
And how are
needs
you?
companionship.
You
You
know,
just needs a friend.
you're not wrong. We shouldn't judge.
No. We shouldn't. We all have our hobbies.
That's true. That is accurate. Lee, how are you?
I'm all right, just getting by, I guess. She's
That-
kind of looking through her bag and thinking about the short rest.
We are actively taking the short rest right now, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, just she
Is Lee looking for any?
she brought with her.
Is Lee looking for anything specific in her bag?
Not at the moment. More just like,
Mhm.
well, okay. I'm out of character debating what type of healing items I have because I do have a healing kit, but I'm not going to be using it right now. So with dressings, she's in character, like kind of just tending to her wounds, but not necessarily. I'm trying to look at the what to do.
Yeah. Make a real quick perception check for Lee.
Okay. I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. Cool.
Actually, can I use my second divine sense? Would that interrupt the short rest?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Gilbert Godfrey.
So since she's seeing Wid talk to the dead bird. She's looking at those statues, thinking about the and hearing Wid ask about the silent one. And she's like, I think I need to know.
For those of you who are not Nona, and have your sanity at over 50, maybe consider whether you actually believe what you're seeing. Is Wid really talking to a dead bird, or are you hearing things?
Yes, these North people are strange. They do that probably.
Just some food for thought.
During this point, Mavli's going to pull her sketch. Go ahead, Quinn.
I was just, I didn't know when we had started the short rest, I didn't realize somebody had lit the candle. Can Quinn take that hour to use her gift stuff to make one of her trinket toys? Is that like any sort of concentration or exertion?
That would be considered exertion and would require you to do it not during a short rest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I would allow you to do it during a long rest, but a short rest is pretty much like you're not, you're just relaxing, tending your wounds. Okay. Yeah.
Mavli's going to pull her sketchbook out and kind of sketch a bear talking to a caged bird that's dead with little mechanical bits, and then put some like question mark, like Riddler question marks around it as she's sketching.
Awesome. Is Wid asking old Siggy anything else?
So Wid will lean in closer and ask, do you know how time is different? Because time is already different.
Time passes more slowly through the gates.
Is there a gate beyond the other gate? Do we have more than one gate ahead of us?
There are many.
Is time continually different through each one?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you wanted to let me know to keep us both safe?
You must hurry. Those you seek are in danger.
Thank you for letting me know, Olsigi. I'm going to put you at the top of my bag. I will still be able to hear you. So please let me know if there's something that we need to act on right away.
And Olsigi does not respond.
It'll put everything back on, and then turn to the group like nothing is happening.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
So I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
Okay. You cast Divine Sense. And remind me exactly what Divine Sense will detect.
All right, we are detecting good and evil, so the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. And whether or not things have been affected by the hollow spell.
Okay. With your ability, you open your awareness, your divine consciousness. Beyond the gate, you sense nothing. It's
Shit.
it's like there's a barrier of some sort preventing your divine senses from piercing it. Behind you and in the room, you do detect the sense of undead. Nona would probably surmise that this is the ghost, which at this point is seemingly invisible, incorporeal in a wall or something. Behind you, back in the passage you came from, about 90 feet, you detect a very familiar evil presence.
Cool. But 90 feet is further away than the door to the room, right?
Back the way you came.
Yeah. So he's not in the room with us.
Correct.
Cool. So the barrier, is it at
The gate.
exactly the gate?
It's hard to tell with this ability. You just detect in that direction is a void. Your divine senses don't seem to be able to pierce it.
It doesn't say how long it lasts. So I imagine
it's like instantaneous.
I can't like have it going and walk over to the other side of the portal to like listen.
Let me check real quick. What's the name of the skill? Divine Sense?
It's Divine Sense, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, real quick.
No problem.
As an action. Until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so I could technically move
About 30 feet, yeah.
25 because
You got them short legs. Yeah.
I'm a shorty. But I don't have the would walking over there, I'm still like I'm not running.
No, yeah, walking around is fine. Just like casually strolling.
Please
Yeah.
be advised that if you leave the 30-foot radius of the candle, you lose the effect.
I can't come back to it.
It just says you need to stay within the 30-foot radius.
Yeah, you have to be within the radius the whole time.
Oh. I guess I'll stay then.
Okay.
Is it? Did you say it was dark through the gate, or is it lit?
It is dark.
I don't think Nona would walk towards it anyway. TBH.
That's fair. That's fair. I respect that.
Maybe in a little bit, but not right now.
No, not right now. She is going to be next to that candle. The only source of like familiar light.
Yeah. The blue and white flames from the torches on the pillars is a little weird.
The
Don't
shields,
like that.
the
Don't.
shields are giving off light.
Oh yeah.
Not permanently. So the light spell only lasts for like 10 minutes, I think. And then you have to redo it.
Hey Nona, if you sit and face one way and I face the other way, we can lean back to back and like actually relax a little bit.
Sure. Sure.
My back is killing me.
Oh yeah, no, mine too.
I feel every ounce of 200 and God, I'm older now. It's
Time
been a
moves.
long couple of days.
Remember, time moves slower here, so
Yeah.
we're also aging slower.
Well, that helps and doesn't counteract the, half century I picked up in the inn.
I can't even tell.
I love you so much right now. Your lies feel like truths. Too bad that armor is like the wrong size though.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like super magical and then it'll just like adjust size to whoever puts it on.
Shut the front door. They make magic armor? Is nothing in this world as it seems?
Probably not. But also, most magic things here are probably cursed. So
are all magic things cursed? You have to understand, this is new to me.
it's highly possible. It's highly possible this shield is cursed, but
We're
I
chilling
haven't
with
gotten
it.
any
What?
unholy vibes from it. So did you get that ring?
Oh, yeah, it's on my finger.
Oh,
Oh, you're wearing it.
you're wearing it?
Okay.
You've been
Cool.
wearing
She didn't think a whole lot about it. It was in her pocket. And she's like, I will totally lose it if I'm going to climb around on this shit. Boop.
Okay, good to know.
Are you gonna attune to it? Because you're basically sitting.
Not on purpose.
Is it possible to attune to something on accident?
Yeah, if you're wearing something and you take a short rest, like if you like pay attention to it and like study it, that is essentially attuning to it. Yeah.
I'm definitely not studying it or paying a whole lot of attention. I'm doodling.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it would happen, it would be totally on accident because I don't think, not growing up and being around magic stuff, Mavli wouldn't have the foggiest idea about that.
Yeah. A lot of items don't even require attunement. So just FYI.
Yeah. It wouldn't occur to necessarily be like, it might, as soon as she said like everything in here is cursed, she might be like, oh.
Right. But she doesn't have any inkling then that this might even be a magical ring. She just thinks it's a pretty ring. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I mean, would I have asked you to grab it if I thought it wasn't magical?
Maybe you
You
like
might-
jewelry.
You have a lot of kids. There's a lot of gifts to give. No
true.
judgment.
It's very true. I would not give this to a child.
But you've got adult children. Some of them get married. That's a burden to find pretty things that other people haven't worn before.
I would say that it's nice to have a tradition where you pass down a ring through generations, but that's just me. I guess
Like-
I just highly value tradition, so
Do you think this ring has been through generations?
it's been through something.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
So during this hour, then we have Lee is working on a bear carving. Edie is praying. Is anybody else doing anything notable during this hour? Otherwise, I think we'll just advance the time.
After the conversation with old Siggy, Wid will take out some yarn and start darning a sock.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of,
Which helps with stress if that's something that
Yeah.
my character needs to worry about.
Yep. So Edie, Lee, and Kess. I rolled really low. I apologize. You recover 2 stress.
Hey, every bit helps, yeah?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
If at the end, like Quinn looks a little stiff, or if she like groans a little bit when she stands up, then Mavli would definitely kind of walk up and start to rub her shoulders a little bit and be like, "You doing all right? How are you feeling?" And she would cast Cure
Okay.
Wounds.
Cure wounds. All right.
As we near the end of the short rest, Wid will stand up and shake her whole dwarf body like a bear would on all fours and then completely stand up. And
Love
Love
it.
that.
clap her hands, and we need to go when everyone's ready. And we should be ready quickly.
Duty gets up eagerly and heads toward the exit.
Well, hold on. Don't leave the. Has it been an hour?
Yes.
Okay. The candle is out.
Yes.
Once the candle is out, then we can leave.
Yep. The candle burns out.
Lee stands up and stretches. Kind of does like a little stretchy routine thing.
Oh, I'm gonna mimic that.
I will also mimic that. Clank, clank,
I stretch
clank.
while everybody's stretching. Quinn
You
is
can
trying to
literally
high-five
touch-
everybody. Let's go!
The stretching is over. We are now like messing around.
Plus
Quinn is
2 to
the
adorable
ultimate-
points.
Quinn is the ultimate hype man.
No. Did you see that? She can touch her toes without bending her knees.
Been able to do that in 115 years.
Right.
In
It's
fact,
amazing.
I don't see my feet very often.
All right. So there you are, finished a long rest, sitting in a room.
A short rest.
Sorry, short rest. Did I say long rest?
You did, but I'll take it.
No. No.
Not without consequences.
Long rests must be earned through blood.
I'm writing that in the Discord.
Okay. Beyond the door, you can look through the gate. You see a dark passage that appears to be made of numerous large stones. It looks to be about 30-foot wide hallway. The air is free of the rancid decay that has followed you for the past few days. It's oddly moist and cold, but despite the chill and the darkness and the feelings of unease, the hallway stretches beyond your field of vision.
I just want to put my short rest in.
As soon as we're ready to move forward, Lee will awkwardly, hesitantly keep the sword with her. She'll be carrying it at this point in time.
All right.
And she is extremely cautious and a little on edge moving forward. So she would be looking around for traps or whatnot, or just seeing anything that looks suspicious to be concerned about.
Okay.
We'd place close attention anytime you move near the sword.
Move near the sword?
Just in general, anytime you interact with the sword, Wood's paying close attention.
Okay. Yeah, I'm holding it now, or at least holding it.
If you're feeling subconscious because someone's watching you, they are. That's
Yeah. We would definitely notice and be a little like, she's already like nervous about having the sword at all. So
As soon as we move over to the darkness, Edie's gonna pull the shield up and try to pronounce the trigger word to cast light.
Mhm.
Stumble and fail a few times until she finally says "Ilve" and tries to cast light.
Oh, was there something for Sudi to wipe her weapon off on in the last room?
Sorry, say that again.
Would there be something to clean her weapon on in the last room?
There, excuse me, there were some of the remains that was like leather, which is probably human skin.
There was the cloak.
There was the cloak, which has been shredded, but yes.
You can use shreds of fabric to
Mhm.
clean something.
Yeah, feed blood to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So are you going through the passageway
Is there another way to go?
back the way you came?
Yeah, we're going through the
Okay.
passageway.
So the team passes the second great gate into the silent passage beyond. As you pass through, the light on Edie's shield is extinguished. If Nona's shield is lit, it also extinguishes.
Nona will try to recast it by saying
As she utters the command word for the shield to activate the light cantrip, you repeat the word, doesn't work. You try it again, thinking maybe you mispronounced it. Once again, it doesn't work. Torches are fine.
Well,
but those of you who have a divine connection or like a magical connection, I think particularly Nona would notice this, being a paladin. I think Wid and Mavli would both notice this, having their magical powers. You feel a very distinct absence, and it makes you uneasy. Something that is always there is like a comforting, almost like a warm blanket that you know you can always draw on this power, this divine energy, this magical source that courses through you. You don't feel it. It's just gone.
Mavli will stop and kind of shudder a little bit. And look around.
You notice that the stones around you bear masterfully carved dwarven runes. They're incredibly small and detailed. They cover the surface of these massive 5-foot tall stone blocks.
Can I read
And
them?
this continues for about 5,000 feet into this tunnel as you're walking along, and every few feet in between these massive blocks of stone etched with these masterfully crafted dwarven runes, you see skeletons in small alcoves that have been erected into like eternal standing positions.
We're gonna have to fight those later.
Just skeletons.
Just skeletons.
The runes say Thorin begat Porin begat Warren begat Warren. Yes, can we read the runes since a lot of us are dwarf?
Sure, you wish to read the runes?
I
Make
don't want to read them.
make
out
an
loud.
Arcana check if you are trying to read the runes. So probably Wid.
I will also do that.
It's a 21 nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't do better than that. Yeah, I got a 7.
The being somewhat knowledgeable about magic and its workings, it appears that these runes are eternal components of a permanency of some spell that you are not familiar with.
Can I glean any details of the spell or components, or can I put it together? Is that why I don't feel anything, or is it something separate?
With the 21, I think you would know that the runes are at least partially responsible for the loss of your magic. I think that's probably all you would know with the 21, seeing as you don't know this particular type of magic.
Wood will turn to the group. This place, this area in particular, might make you feel like your heart is a little emptier or heavier than before. That you are disconnected from the land. But we still need to hurry.
Mavli is fascinated that somebody can do that with stonework, like carving, like fascinated.
Nona's like muttering prayers to Elmater. Like,
Yeah, which is probably more disturbing than it is comforting, because you can feel that Elmater cannot hear your prayers here.
yep. She'll stop when she realizes it, but she's going for it hard at first.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just like devolve into positive self-talk.
If she prays hard enough, Ilmater will hear.
It's
She's
true.
good enough, she's smart enough, and doggone it, people like her.
As you continue down the passage for the first hour, prepared for whatever horrors you might encounter, you find only more of the same. Bare yet sturdy stone walls, and you find the evidence of the passage of countless centuries since its construction. This is an ancient tunnel, and it doesn't seem to be coming to an end anytime soon.
Are all of the skellies of the same body type?
The same general body type, yeah. They're not all identical,
Yeah.
but they're all humanoid.
Are they all dwarves?
No, they're not all dwarves. They could be, some could be dwarven, some could be elven, some could
We have
be
equal opportunity death around here.
Can't complain, at least they spread it out. Everybody involved, everybody kind of sharing the load. All things can. This is a really long hallway.
I'd say the dominant is probably dwarven and elven.
All right.
Those who are near Sudi can hear her muttering, "I am a spider. I'm a spider. I do not need the sunlight." But it sounds like her voice is shaking.
Oh, I don't like the dark either.
Who's leading this ragtag team? Who's in the front, kind of leading the way?
Wid has no problem being in the front if no one else rushes forward.
Edie will go forward.
We would be more in the middle.
Okay.
Kind of checking back and front kind of thing.
No, I can go in the back.
So as Edie and Wid kind of lead the party down the passage with your eyes open, your weapons kind of ready for any surprises, a second hour of travel passes. Gradually, the tension from the previous encounter begins to ease up a little bit. The monotony and the regularity of just walking in a quiet passage has become somewhat mundane to you. The plain, featureless tunnels and the shifting light from your torches begin to wear on your focus, and your vigilance begins to tire. And gradually you begin to feel the weight of the day's events. Your feet are sore, your muscles ache. You start to feel yourself getting more winded. The emotional agonies suffered from the loss of compatriots, Sulan, Sister Kyron's fall. The remaining aches from traps sprung. Over the next hour, so another hour, the walls become gradually more minimal, showing evidence of previous collapse and renovations.
Oh, I would definitely look at that.
Do the words change at all? Or is it like the same thing repeating over and over?
The words gradually fade, as if time has eroded them. And eventually, you do start to feel that connection start to return. Slowly at first, in like little glimmers.
So guys, if this was all built at the same time, why is some of it a little more faded than other bits?
Time passes differently here, and it will continue to pass differently the deeper we go.
How do you know that? Do you have like are you like a sunbeam on the inside?
Decidedly not.
Moonbeam, maybe. Okay. Does that tell time? How do you?
A little bird told me.
Okay.
Did that little bird tell you anything else that we might benefit from?
That there are many gates. Time passes differently. We need to move quickly. And that the silent one is always present.
It's a very fucking chatty bird.
Well, when we were in the other room right before we crossed this last gate, he was 90 feet behind us. So.
Oh, Z, I meant to retcon something. It's okay if we can't do it. The bear would have tried to close. Well, she wasn't a bear then. Never mind. I would have tried to close the double doors as we went into the hallway when we left the main room.
Close the doors behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you struggled with that, Nona would help you.
Yep, no problem. The door...
Two old women.
Nona would help you.
Yeah, no problem. You can close the doors and they latch behind you.
Okay.
Yeah. Every so often, you do feel minor tremors reverberating through the passage, but despite like a mild light rain of dust, it still feels generally safe.
Do the tremors emanate like from everywhere, or does it seem like they're coming from a particular direction?
You are unable to discern a direction where the tremors are coming from.
Okay.
I don't think that those will impact the overall structure based on what I'm seeing here. This is really, really well done overall.
That's good. That's great. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from people who gave up their lives to protect what we're trying to undo.
Is there any dust on the ground or anything, or are the stones like clear?
There is dust on the ground. Yeah,
Is there evidence of anybody walking through before us?
there is.
Lots of tiny footprints.
Yeah, there are small footprints. There are larger footprints.
Are
It
there
is.
like
It is clear that you are following the path that the children took.
Are there like tiny handprints trailing along the side of the walls or anything?
Not that you can notice.
Because if there were, that would tell us that they were unbound, which would have been nice.
Eventually, the slope of the tunnel goes from being in a gradual downward direction to a steeper slope requiring steps. And you descend the staircase for another 40 minutes until the steps fade into an even surface that continues at a noticeable downward gradient.
During the upward motion, Wood will take out a gnarled looking branch that's essentially her quarterstaff, and she will use it as a walking stick.
Amazing.
The downward gradient.
When we first start going up, that's when she takes it out, and then it's just still in her hand.
Going down.
Oh, you said we went down and then it started going up like stairs, right?
No, it goes steeper. And so
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry. I apologize if that wasn't clear.
Either way, that's bad on the knees, so she'll take it out.
Yeah, you are going down.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we definitely should have brought a stick.
Have stick will travel.
As you continue to walk, I think Wid would probably notice this first. You spot a superficial archway, more like an embellishment in the passage. It doesn't feel particularly out of place, but because Wid is a bit more observant than your average dwarf,
Your average bear.
Yeah, she would notice it.
Mavli.
Yeah.
This arch doesn't seem load bearing to me, does it to you?
Does it to me?
No, the arch does not look load bearing. Rather, it looks like it's part of the tunnel and has just been carved to kind of appear as if there was an arch.
Now this is kind of decorative looking. How weird. Are there any like extra runes or anything around it?
It looks like there were runes at some point, but whatever intricacies or language had been carved here is now worn down to a point where it's indecipherable.
Yeah, I think along like maybe through here there was writing at one point, but I wonder if this was put here for a particular reason. It seems kind of out of character, maybe.
Do I feel any sort of like void like last time? I'm not going to cast Divine Sense again, but
Well, that feeling came back at some point. Is it?
Right, but I was wondering if I felt anything from that arch.
Nope, you can feel the connection to your deity.
Thank God. Literally.
You know,
The praying worked. See?
Wid will pay closer attention to the arch and give a thorough perception glance at it.
All right, toss me a roll, please.
Yeah, Mavli definitely is looking very closely.
23.
Damn.
Yeah, it looks like it is an old archway that had been carved out of the stone, and has been weathered through processes that you can't identify.
Was this here maybe before everything else was built around it, or?
It looks like it's part of the stone. Like it wasn't built as an afterthought, but rather carved with the creation of this tunnel.
The weathering is, are there like weathering marks that indicate like a physical object being dragged against it?
Are you asking this for Wid, or is Nona looking?
Nona's looking.
Okay, give me a roll.
Since I'm a dwarf, do I get any advantage on stone stuff?
You do. You get advantage for stone cutting.
Sweet. Okay.
Does that depend on the type of dwarf?
Nope, I believe all dwarves get it.
Hill dwarf. I don't know if I get stone cutting.
All right, that's a 17.
Oh, hill dwarves
plus-
might not actually.
I didn't roll with advantage anyway, but
Yeah,
was
but you
still
rolled
good.
super well. So
Yep, you did. That's a 19.
Okay, yeah. You don't see any clear, like, this is definitely the weathering that did this. It
Mhm.
looks kind of like in geologic terms, it looks like it was chemically weathered.
Oh.
So like moisture in the air,
Mhm,
like water has an innate acidity to it.
Okay.
So with the fact that the air has moisture in it would cause a certain level of chemical erosion.
Weather of erosion.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yay, science.
Yay, science.
And
This is why I asked the question, because I knew you'd have an answer. Thanks.
are there any like calcium deposits from the water? Like, do we see any?
Stalactites.
Yeah, or
You
mites.
do not. Yeah. So that's something that I think you might find unusual. There are no there's no travertine deposits. There's no stalactites or stalagmites. It's like the cave was carved and it has somehow experienced some sort of weathering or decay and erosion. But there doesn't appear to be any remnants from that.
Strange.
what if this is like one of those places where if you go on the other side, time moves different?
Completely possible.
Find out. City
Are
moves
we
to walk
on the
past
right
it.
path? Wait, Sudi, hold on. My spiderific friend, let's just the spiderify for us, because I realized there's only really one direction we could go.
Correct.
But should we consult with something else at the moment?
Wynn,
Like a-
do you have any more bird thoughts?
Or, we haven't hit up the sword since we killed a ghost.
Fair.
Yeah, the sword and the map might be able to help somehow.
I don't know how this will keep changing.
Old Siggy is shy, but will let me know if something is important that we will be in danger from.
Did say hurry, I guess. Okay, well, does anything look oddly different on the other side of the gate? Like,
Nope. It's hard to tell. Your vision is pretty limited, but as far as you can see, it doesn't look particularly different.
Mavli's gonna chuck her torch through it.
All right.
Roll for initiative.
I love it.
I'm just
Okay.
oddly curious. Like, she doesn't understand this time thing. So in the mindset, if we throw it and it's different time, then the torch will either move faster on the other side of the gate or look like it slows down and won't fall. And if it doesn't, then the gate's just really neat, or the arch is just really neat and we can keep going. That's
Yeah.
the thought process.
Okay, so Mavli goes up towards the gate and she throws her torch, and as it crosses the threshold for the gate, the torch seems to stop. And you can see you know how flames like lick super rapidly? You can see very slow movements in each of the little licks of flame.
I have so many questions.
I don't think this changes our trajectory.
No, but if I jump over there and then I make faces at you, will it look really weird?
Absolutely.
I'm excited. Also, I wonder if it hurts kind of going from one to, well, we've already passed a barrier, I guess. Okay, let's
We've passed
go.
2.
Perhaps we should all try going at once,
Ooh, I
so
didn't think about that.
there's not a delay between all of us.
Yeah.
I don't think there would. It would be different if we were coming back. But yeah.
So
we
when
can
we
do it.
come back, if one person goes first, then they'll be like way down the hallway when the next person steps in.
Yes.
Time is hard. I'm so glad I work with stone. Much easier.
Still takes time.
But a long time.
All right,
All right,
come
let's
on.
go. If I jump through fast enough, can I catch the torch?
Please try. I'll
Don't
sit back and
want
watch.
Is that acrobatics or athletics?
You want to try it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm old, not dead.
Yeah. You gonna get a running start or?
I am, absolutely.
Okay.
With my short
I would
little
like
tiny
you.
legs.
How should I do this? I would like you to make a Dex acrobatics check
Oh,
at
that's just terrible.
at disadvantage.
Oh, at disadvantage. We were friends until like just now. Oh, it's not terrible. 9.
Okay. Awesome.
The die said no.
So for everyone else's perspective, Mavli kind of gets a running start and jumps through this gate. And the moment she crosses the threshold, you see Mavli stop midair.
Nike pose.
It's like she jumped into Jello or something.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like the
boy.
Mario pose when you miss a jump and you just stay in that pose and fall down, except she's not moving. Yeah.
I don't want to wait this long. She's moving super slow, right? Like we can barely see.
Almost imperceptibly, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we should go, guys.
Sudi walks through.
Okay.
We will as well.
All right.
Thank you.
On the other side of the gate, Mavli, as you cross the edge, you cross the boundary, you see suddenly this torch, which was like right in front of your face, is suddenly like moving fast ahead of you, and you reach out to grab it and you miss and barely manage to like maintain your footing. You miss the torch, but you don't fall on your ass and embarrass yourself. And not even noticeably amounts of time later, your compatriots come in behind you as if they followed you the moment you went in.
Did it feel weird at all, or just
Nope. As you passed through, you didn't even notice.
even-
The only thing that was even weird was the sudden starting of the movement of the torch.
that was just not nearly as neat as anticipated?
It's
Does
like
it
in a
look different over
dream.
here at all?
Hmm.
Is it like a dream?
It's like in a dream where you trying to run, but you get slower and slower.
No, I don't think it impacted my perception at all.
I've never had a dream like that.
Neither have I. That sounds.
Lucky you.
I have
I'm
those
actually
dreams all the
really
time,
fast
and I
in my
hate them.
dreams.
Trying to run and you just like your feet are bogged down in mud or something, or like
Mhm.
you're running through 4 feet of water.
Yep, that's when my uncle's afraid of caterpillars.
A weird tangent, but okay.
Yep,
He had a
that's
dream. He had a dream that he was covered in caterpillars and couldn't move properly.
Oh.
And then he
okay.
woke up with like pins and needles because he was sleeping on his arms wrong.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Could
I
see
thought
that.
so.
All right. For the next hour of travel, the tunnel walls, you start to see scaffolding attached to the walls. And all of the wood is in various states of disrepair due to either rot or some other form of decomposition. Continuing on for another 2 hours.
How high is the ceiling now? Has that been changing?
The height of the ceiling hasn't changed.
Okay.
But the tunnel walls are partly hidden behind scaffolding. You can see limestone stacked behind the stacked stones of the tunnel.
Limestone stacks.
Stacks beyond stacks.
From that ration that Mavli had taken out earlier, she's like passing out some dried fruit and some jerky. Snacks while we walk.
Okay.
snacks by the stacks.
The team continues past. During the next hour, you note entire sections of the wall that were yet incomplete.
Right.
Or perhaps they were intended to accommodate safe travel into some long forgotten passages. And you do see the occasional passage that leads away from the main tunnel. But the
What
trail
was-
from the children stays on the main path. And you slowly begin to realize that you're shivering from time to time. Now, as the passage begins to become more cold, noticeably cold. And after yet another hour, Wid points out another superficial gateway, or notices another superficial gateway. Whether you point it out is your choice.
Mavli, we got another one.
Neat. I'm gonna take a look at it. Is it the same kind of, structure? Look, how similar is it to the other one?
This one looks much more rudimentary, as if it is mid-construction.
Interesting. This one
As-
doesn't even look finished.
Hmm.
Lid will pay closer attention to it and do a full perception check.
Okay,
Can I take a closer look to notice anything? I don't know if I would or not, but
sure.
22.
22.
God.
Yeah, so in this one, you can see some of what looks like the area where the runes would be. Like there's been an area kind of cordoned off where the runes would go, but the runes don't seem to have been put here yet. Or maybe they were here and they have been removed in order to place more runes. I think with a 23, you'd probably surmise that the runes in this place have not been put here yet.
Does
It's
it look
almost
like
like you're traveling back in time almost.
Does it look like the people who had been working on it were interrupted at all?
Make a
Are there signs of a struggle?
perception check with your dwarven stone cunning.
Mm-hmm. That is, what's my modifier? Oh, or perception check. That is a 16.
16. You don't see, aside from the tracks from the people and the children, you don't see any evidence of other people being here, aside from the scaffolding, maybe some tool marks. But aside from that, you don't see any evidence of where whoever built this cave is.
Wonder what would happen if we
Are
tried
there
to write some of the runes. Sorry.
Are there footprints going back in the other direction? Like
Your
of
footprints,
which we came?
your footprints, and the footprints of the group with the children.
Right. No, in the other direction, like going back outwards.
Yep, just yours and the children. You mean footprints going that direction?
Like leaving.
No. Yeah. At this point, I believe some of you have been awake for, let's see, 12, 13, coming up on 22 hours now.
That's a long time.
So I think for Edie, Sudi, Wid, and Lee, I'm going to need Constitution saving throws. Because you've been awake for a long time. And the other group is actually starting to get pretty tired now too, because you've been walking all day.
I only got a 10.
Okay.
9.
9.
15.
Okay.
20.
20. All right. So weirdly enough, the two barbarians did not succeed in their Constitution rolls, and you are both one level of exhaustion. You're tired. You're not used to walking this amount of time.
At least not on rock.
Yeah, not on rock. Oh, geez, Sudi's feet are just like blistered. You're used to
She's
walking on
cold.
soft sand, and this hard rock is just, yeah, chewing up your
Or
feet.
soft sandstone.
Is limestone is what you're walking on.
Does Wid notice that Sudi's feet are damaged, or does Sudi say anything?
I think so. Yeah, she would be probably favoring certain parts of her feet and like stepping away from the parts that are particularly sharp. Because if you're familiar with limestone weathering, it tends to get pretty rough, and it's not kind.
Wid will take out the largest and thickest pair of socks that she has, and she will pass them to Sudi.
Sudi takes it, but looks like she doesn't know what to do with it.
For your feet.
Sudi sits down and figures it out.
It's been a while. I know you guys have all talking to the savior group. I know it's been a long time since you've rested. Like truly. Before we pass this next gate, I think we should consider maybe taking a long rest.
All right, but the kids, they're way ahead of us. We'll never catch up.
I mean, if we need to take a long rest at some point, it's better to do it on this side of the gate.
You're right.
You saw
Mavli's gonna throw her torch again.
why? We already know what's going to happen, Mavli.
Do you?
It does the same thing.
Okay. Because if it speeds up on the other side of the gate, Nona, then we know stuff.
That's true. That's true.
Now we can watch time pass as the torch
We sure
passes.
can.
As the time torch keeps us illuminated.
Oh yeah, it won't use up a torch. Oh, that's so smart.
Unintentional side effect.
Wait. What if we put the candle on the other side? And we're still within the 30 feet.
On the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly try.
Oh no.
That's not a phrase you ever want to hear your DM say.
See, I feel like that we found the loophole. All right. You're holding out on us. We found the loophole.
You
It's
can
a
certainly
forward
try.
target. Maybe he did it on purpose so that we could do this. I mean, he brought it up just now.
I think as long as we don't reach any of our physical body parts through the gateway, maybe if we push it through, it will be
Well,
fine.
We can walk to both. I don't know.
Yeah, what happens if only part of our bodies are in it?
Experiments.
I don't want to experiment on my body.
Freeze up to
Do I
experiment.
still have the
I've had
apple that
200
it gave to
years.
me? I'm gonna put the apple one half on one side and one half on the other.
The apple that the witch gave you.
Totally fine. Again, not thinking about it.
It's very red and very shiny, Mavli.
So perfect. Very trusting soul overall.
So are you going to take a long rest, or what's going on?
It was a suggestion. I don't know what people feel.
How is everybody else that did sleep energy wise?
They're also tired. Yeah.
We've been
I am
walking for
tired.
hours and hours and hours, and we
Yeah.
have split one ration amongst all of us.
Yeah, you're all very tired.
I think it does make sense for Lee/me, makes sense to have everybody consolidate sleeping times to save time on this adventure. So we're not doing 2 shifts of 8 hours in a 24-hour period.
That does make sense.
Hypothetical 24-hour period.
And take watches.
Although it does prevent or does reduce the chance that someone will fall asleep on watch and get kidnapped and or replaced by an imposter and or accidentally stab somebody.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do any of those things.
That's very specific.
You could double up watches.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Did we notice, Z, at any point that like the footprints that were going forward, like was there a point where they all shuffled to one side? Was there evidence of anybody like in the dirt laying down? Did we notice?
Yes.
Dragging.
Okay, so we did
Yeah.
see them stop for a long rest at some point.
Yeah, there is evidence that the group of the children did stop and rest at least several times.
Just within the hallway
Yes, the hallway that you've been in all day. Yeah.
that we haven't stopped and rested at.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did we
That
notice more
bodes
than
well.
one resting location?
More than one.
Nice.
Yeah, he said several. So
Wimpy
Okay,
kids.
so looking at everybody, like Mavli's kind of going to look around. Do some people look more tired than others, or anybody look like they're hurting particularly badly at this point compared to everybody else. Like she's assuming Wit is fine. And it doesn't occur to her that Nona is going to be tired, but she would definitely be looking at Quinn. She'd be looking at like Lee and Edie and Sudi.
Edie's like tired, but she doesn't like she looks physically pretty okay. But she just looks like God, words are hard today. She looks like she's had all of her energy just drained.
Like her blinks are slower than normal. Like you just blink at everything because you're so tired.
I know the feeling.
Wid will go back behind the rest of the group and take her shillelagh and draw a line in the dust. And then move closer to where the gate is and say, I think that those that slept earlier should take watch.
I think we should double up, and it's one person can have a full 8 hours, and otherwise it should be 2 on watch at all times.
Yeah, I'd agree, says Lee.
Do we need the full 8 hours with your candle?
Alternatively, we could have one group of 3, and that way everybody takes a watch.
Well, if somebody is hurting particularly badly or not feeling particularly well, they can benefit from the longer rest. But I will tell you guys, I think that it's important to realize that your dreams aren't necessarily safe. And with the Silent One still being in the same area that we're in, just be careful.
That is why I drew the line in the dust behind us.
That's a good. Maybe Nona will go in there and make it a little bit bigger.
Is
That's a
there
good
any wood debris or anything around Z?
Limestone.
Yeah, there's some like scaffolding debris.
Yeah.
It's old rotten wood,
Mm.
but it still burns. It will burn very quickly.
Oh, we just Wid, do you still have anything for tea, or does anybody have anything for tea? Anybody?
I don't have tea, I have mead. And yes, I do.
I think a warm beverage would be great. So Mavli's gonna start hauling together some stuff and use prestidigitation to light it because she's lazy right now.
Those on watch should not partake.
Of mead?
Yes.
Are you dwarven?
I make a strong batch, Mavli.
I've had some already, but that were I could definitely see some of the tiny human type people, they might need a little warning. And maybe the spider one. I don't know how spider metabolisms are. My spidery friend who's been muttering about spiders for like hours now. It's totally not creepy.
Mead plus sleepy equals mistakes.
Well, I am down for mead at the end of my watch. I'll take first or last, one of the two, but not the middle.
Is this rest lasting 4 hours or 8 hours? What does the candle grant us?
Do we want to save the candle?
I thought we'd save the candle.
I think saving the candle would never hurt. We did just use another.
I'm on first watch as well.
Okay.
Are we doing this 2 or 3 people?
2.
I think 2.
I guess whoever's on watch can just pick who's on next watch. Just wake up one person each.
I'll be on next watch.
I'm okay being on second watch.
Okay.
I'll take a watch.
I don't think you should. You look very sleepy.
I'll be okay. I'll be fine. Don't you worry about me. I'll take a watch. It's fine. And she says this like as she's yawning throughout.
All right, so who's on first watch?
First.
Quinn
What's
and
on
Mavli,
second?
right?
Quinn
Are-
and Mavli.
Are
Well,
we gonna light
before
the candle?
going to sleep, Sudi eats a bit of rations and offers Mavli a small handful of something, some sort of plant.
Thanks. I like snacks. Is this for eating?
It is your
Clarify?
tea weed.
Shut up. That's amazing. Thanks.
It does not look anything like tea leaves.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but we're gonna try it.
It's like ground spider legs and butterfly wings.
Oh, shut up. Is that what it is?
It's actually Mormon tea.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is.
It's a plant that grows in the desert. It actually boosts energy and lowers blood pressure.
Amazing.
So yeah, I will make
Doesn't
some
taste as
tea
good as tea though.
as long as it is not bug parts.
Okay, so during the first watch, what is Mavli and Quinn doing during their watch?
I make some tea-ish. Sudi tea. Suitability.
Wow.
The reach. How you doing, little bitty buddy?
Doing pretty okay.
I did have a question I've been kind of meaning to ask. I assume everybody's kind of settling down and we're a little closer to where like she drew the line, because we would see if anything came from the other gate. But Mavli's gonna ask real quietly. You'd mentioned at one point when I said something, you were like, "Oh, you hear the voices too." Is there anything that we need to talk about? Maybe. Were you hearing voices at some point, or is it just me?
When were we hearing voices?
You definitely had mentioned it when we were in the tiny little hut shack before we fought zombies. And it had concerned me, and you've been really quiet since then, so I wasn't sure if you were talking to something in your head instead of us, or if you're all good.
I think I'm okay. You know, just the regular wear and tear of the scary places.
Like, scary wear and tear. Hey, you want to play tic-tac-toe?
Yeah, I have some ball bearings. I can be out.
Shut up. We don't even have to use my paper. That's fantastic. Ball bearings and rocks.
Out of curiosity, how long are you doing watches?
2.5 hours, 3, maybe, till I'm tired.
3.
There's
You're already tired.
We're fine. Look how fine it all is.
So what, 2.5, 3?
Well, there's what, 3 groups, so 2.5.
How strict are we being on the long rest guidelines with watches?
That's up to you guys.
Well, I mean, like, if I'm peeking at my handbook, there's a maximum of 2 hours for each to have it be counted as a long rest. So
Yep, maximum 2 hours watch to count as a long rest.
yeah, so if we can't all take 2.5 hours if we're strictly adhering to that, because then we wouldn't get a long rest, I think, depending on how Z wants to interpret
That's
that.
that's correct. That's correct.
So somebody's gonna get screwed then, or somebody has to take watch on their own.
I think 2 would get screwed out of a long rest, and whatever Z would want it to be in the place of a long rest, I guess. I don't know.
We could have some solo watches.
That's true.
Who do you trust to have a solo watch?
No one.
That's a trick question.
Yeah, don't trust anyone for that.
I would
Well-
trust Wid because she is a dwarf and a bear. That makes 2.
She's 2 people. All in one.
Well,
And a dead bird.
since everybody else is asleep, we'll let the people on watch decide if they wake up more people.
like
Suddenly,
this-
Wid will snore very loudly, and it might be jarring, and it might sound like a bear.
These are things I didn't consider when having a large group.
It might echo. I'm not sure how it would work in this tunnel.
Like a duck quack.
Okay,
Or is
so
that- Quinn, should
So-
we light the stupid candle?
I think for if we're having 3 groups, 3 hours.
Because we could do.
Right?
Wow.
That would be 9 hours of rest.
You okay there?
You got me.
Right side down.
Emotional damage and physical. Take 3 points. So if we light the candle, then we'd still. How would that work, Z? Would we still have to do an hour? Could we get away with doing more than an hour and still be okay?
for lighting the candle,
Yeah.
yeah, I think if you lit the candle, each group could do an hour. Yeah.
We don't have groups for all of them. So if we did over an hour, would we still be okay, or would we need to do an hour each?
That's a good question. I think it would allow, yeah, you could do 2 hours.
Okay. Mavli will sigh heavily and light the candle. Fairly early on, before the tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But we're
So
definitely
I
still
need-
paying attention. We're not like
Yeah,
completely zoned
we're
out.
not
There's
like zoned in.
Sure. So let's have some perception rolls to represent your active watching around and see how perceptive you actually are.
I'm excited. How many? Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
From each,
Mm-hmm.
or
17.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
You're perceptive.
Cool.
Well,
The
after
two
a
of you.
while of-
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna. I was gonna say, after a while of tic-tac-toe, Quinn wants to say to Mavli, Mavli, I just want to step over there just a little, and I just need a bio break. I'm not gonna pee, but I just need just for a minute.
Not a problem.
Not gonna
That-
pee because I don't need any downward trickle on any of my friends here.
This is an important thing to consider.
Yeah, we've been walking for how many hours and haven't done that at all.
I'm glad.
I'm
that-
assuming that you have.
It's a few
Glad that-
side passages, right?
everything
Yeah.
is coming out okay. And while we're sitting, Mavli's definitely gonna like warm the stone where we've been sitting. So maybe that had an impact on things too.
If we've been doing that while we traveled down this tunnel, then the kids have also doing that, and we must have been finding stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah. I just didn't feel like it was important to point that out.
You find another pile of crap.
I found the line of realism.
Yeah.
And one of the kids was so scared they threw up in the corner because this is a terrifying situation, and most of them have never seen skeletons before.
I mean, the reality of the fact is that the children are probably doing their business in their pants.
Stop, no, keep on. But yeah, to go, I've never talked someone through a poo before, Quinn. This is a first.
Sudi's brother's not wearing pants.
There's probably a lot of them that aren't wearing. But anyway. So yeah.
All right. So Quinn is gonna.
So Quinn steps away in a manner that her back, so her bum is facing the only awake person, Mavli. And I'm sorry, I'm just giggling about this because it's really funny, but it's actually a huge deception on Quinn's part. So she goes over and she's facing away from you, right? And it's dark. So she squats down, as she is appearing to take a bio break. But in reality, what she's doing, and
let me stop you. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Before you describe this, I want you to make a sleight of hand roll. And Mavli, make a perception roll to see if you can identify.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck!
5.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I was so scared.
What is Quinn actually doing, and what is she poorly trying to make it look like she's doing?
Mavli's paranoid as hell, and she doesn't want her little bitty buddy to get hurt, but she's not sure what that flicker shit is either. It's a bad day.
So she is very, very poorly trying to attempt a squat to make it look like she's taken a bio break. And what she is very not poorly feeling is the fact that she actually takes her dagger out, and while she's squatting, got these series of marks on the inside of her leg when this very thirsty dagger can't find its own source of blood. Quinn then makes a mark on herself so it can satisfy that urge and that hunger. And so depending on how much blood it is thirsty for, it might sound like she's peeing.
Yeah, so I think what Mavli would see is, as Queen is poorly concealing that she's going to the bathroom, you would probably see a glint of this dagger that Queen always seems to be holding. And I think you would probably notice that there is some blood, and you might have heard a wince from Quinn as she very clearly has cut herself fairly substantially with this dagger.
And I don't know how you think you're supposed to use the restroom, but I don't think that's accurate. Are you okay? Do gnomes do things very differently than dwarfs?
That's so funny.
You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna. You do you for right now. Okay. That's just
So
finish your business. So when she's done and she comes back over, Mavli's just gonna awkwardly kind of rub her shoulder a little bit and cast Cure Wounds again.
Okay.
Does it always have to? Do you every time you pee? Do you? I don't think that's accurate. I don't know
I'm
if your
sorry?
relationship with your dagger is particularly healthy, but we can talk about that at another time.
And you can see, Mavli, that her dagger is, she has it in her hand, and it is covered in fresh blood.
Why though? But why though? But why though?
But it's always covered in fresh blood.
But why though? I'm not.
You know how like you get hungry and I get hungry and we have to eat? Well, so too does this dagger.
You have a
Um
pet dagger that you have to feed?
Not by choice.
There's a story there. I'm interested in hearing it.
I'm sorry. I mean, you
could sing it if that would help. Found a fucking dagger and it's weird, and I cut myself with it for reasons I don't understand, and now I have to feed it with my own blood because that's Quinn.
Well,
there's a lot of other weapons that probably don't need that aren't vampiric.
I'm sure you're right. I have some of those too. I have a hammer and I have a crowbar, and those can be weapons. But this one, you remember the other night when I tried to throw it at one of the zombies?
Yeah.
And you remembered when I didn't go get it.
Oh shit, yeah.
But here it is.
So it really likes you?
Keeps coming back, and it keeps being hungry. Yeah. So.
Okay, so which one of the other people in the party do we like the least?
See, I don't want to hurt anybody else. This is why sometimes I have to do this.
See, if we had Cole still.
I know.
That son of a bitch. It was a gift and we didn't even know it. Okay, well, we'll keep this in mind for the future. Wow, so we have like wards that suck blood and you've got a dagger that sucks blood. This has been the weirdest day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe again?
Yes.
All right. I am going to need a Constitution save from both Mavli and Quinn in your attempts to stay awake during your watch.
I'm excited. Ooh, I got a 19.
Nice.
Okay.
I got a 3.
3. Awesome. So as you play, like 15 games of tic-tac-toe, and eventually Quinn begins to yawn and she gets more lethargic
I'm not even gonna be subtle. Come here, little bitty buddy. He'll be fine.
You gonna let her go to sleep?
I absolutely am.
Go. All right, and Quinn falls asleep. Mavli, after Quinn falls asleep, you're looking around. It's dark. There's the light from the torch, the candle. It's not well illuminated. It's very eerie. It's cold. It's damp. It's uncomfortable. Please make a sanity saving throw.
Oh, it's not terrible. 15.
Okay.
Playing with fire.
Every time.
Mavli's looking around on her watch. She's trying to stay aware, forcing herself to stay awake, very tired. You notice something on the wall. In fact, it like beckons you to it. In fact, you feel compelled, and so Mavli will stand up. She gently settles Quinn down, puts something under her head to act as a pillow, and you approach the stone wall. And as you arrive there, you can't tell why you just got up and came over to the wall. Mavli just has this realization that you are now standing in front of this wall. And you notice the edges of what looks like a concealed door. Your dwarven stone cunning is keening you into this. Like, you recognize this as this shouldn't be here. This is very clearly somebody tried to hide this door here.
Kind of gonna look over my shoulder. How far from the group am I right now?
Not super far. I'd say probably 15 feet. Maybe less, 10 feet.
Gonna knock on the door.
Yeah.
It's stone.
Poof, poof. Okay, that's neat.
How do
I open it?
As you like knock on it, you're expecting like an impact. And instead of your fingers like knocking on the stone, your hand goes through and you kind of lose balance and you fall through it.
Magic fucking door. What do I see?
And the gray surface kind of ripples as you fall through it.
Am I all the way in, or am I like in the middle?
Yeah, you're in.
What do I see? I'm a little freaked out, and I'm gonna push behind me. Do my hands go into the door?
As you fall through the darkness, you land in a small room. The room is enclosed in complete darkness. But your dark vision quickly adjusts, and you can see a small room with a single exit up ahead.
Okay. Okay. Does if I turn around, can I still see the other door? Like I can see the way out.
Behind you, you see an unassuming stone wall.
And if I touch it,
it is a stone wall.
Well, I have done fucked myself up. Okay.
Na 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 na.
No.
Is your stone cunning help at all?
Now I just turn around and walk forward. One way in, one way out. If I knock on the door on the wall again. Oh, damn, the music changed.
I don't like that.
It
Fucking music
like,
change.
It feels like stone.
Okay. onward to Wanda. Let's see. So dark vision, there's an exit on the other side. Do I see anything else?
Just the small room with the narrow tunnel, narrow hallway.
Neat. Everything's fine. I'm kind of gonna wander over closer to one wall and follow along the wall and kind of rub my hand along the wall as we go.
Okay. So Mavli
Yeah.
follows the narrow hallway ahead of her. You can discern a number of tall, flat objects ahead of you, possibly glass, like mirrors, maybe.
Okay.
You can see a glint of light up ahead and the feral glow of a pair of eyes. Intelligent, cunning, dangerous.
Pair.
At roughly the height of your own eye level. For a brief moment, you like tense, bracing, preparing for an attack, until you realize that the eyes are your own, a mere reflection.
Cunning.
The room is filled with mirrors.
Okay. I want to touch a mirror. Is it real? Is it like the wall?
It is real.
Okay. Do I see the same thing in every mirror?
It appears to be a narrow hallway made of glass and mirrors.
That's everything is just fine. Okay, I'm gonna walk down the hallway.
All right. As she takes a few steps closer, you hear your own voice off in the distance. Who is that?
I sound really weird.
Yeah, you sound really weird. You're not used to hearing your own voice.
Who isn't that?
If you're trying to trick me, I can't be fooled.
Oh, I don't think that's accurate. I'm gonna just keep walking. What's your favorite color?
What is Mavli's favorite color?
Purple.
She says, purple, what's yours?
Maybe it's purple today and blue tomorrow.
Well, it's today. It's not tomorrow yet, so it's purple today.
Factual. Am I getting any closer to the voice?
So you continue for a few more steps as you cautiously pass the hallway into the entrance of a large room with rows of mirrors.
Why are there so many mirrors? I don't even like myself this much.
Each of the mirrors reflecting your face. You can see your own terrified expression.
Okay, everything's fine. And I'm gonna go touch each mirror. Are they all solid?
Yeah. Walking in sync with you, you see a second you.
Do I notice anything different about me?
Looks identical to you.
I am so ready.
And
to
it
go
seems
home
to be,
now.
it's making the exact same motions as you move to touch a mirror, it moves to touch a mirror. The room is about 60 feet with a 10-foot tall ceiling. Rows and rows of mirrors with gaps interspersed where the only defining features between the glass floor and the ceiling.
If I stomp on the floor, does it break?
It does not.
I'm gonna
As
turn
you
around.
stomp on the floor,
Uh-huh.
you see the other you does it at the same time.
Okay, now I don't know if I'm real or it's real. I'm gonna pull out my warhammer and hit a mirror.
The other Mavli pulls out a warhammer and hits the mirror.
Well, I don't know what the mirrors are made of, but they're pretty fancy. Can I see any way out of here?
Not currently.
That's just not good.
As you break the mirror, you notice, or Mavli comes to the realization that the other figure, the voice that she heard, is not actually in another mirror. It's not contained within any other mirror. The other Mavli is a perfect likeness of you. Please make a religion check.
That's just
Not contained in any other mirror? You mean the other one is not visible in the mirror? What do you mean by that?
Like
Sorry?
it's a figure in the room, not a figure in the mirror.
Like, can you see the reflection?
That is what it seems. What was your roll, Jamie?
was 18.
Okay. You have heard of such things in tales,
I hate scary stories to tell in the dark.
in
Okay.
scary stories, specifically stories about Ferrati and the All Shadow.
Where is Sudi?
I would like you to make a sanity roll.
God bless it. Oh, that's not terrible. 15.
Okay. Maintaining her composure after succeeding her saving throw.
I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna yell Sudi in case anybody can hear me.
The likeness of Mavli says, "Why are you calling for them? You can't trick me."
Oh, I'm gonna yell again. Sudi.
I know you must be the Nameless One or something. You can't fool me.
Okay. So how would you know I'm not the Nameless One?
You might be,
You're right, but how would I know you're not?
because I know I'm not.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Don't be stupid.
You know, I would never call somebody stupid.
Because you're not evil.
Well, yeah, neither are you.
And as you say that, it kind of grins at you.
Mm.
Oh man, why are you here already? So how do we get out?
You're not going to get out. I can't let you hurt my friends.
Well, I figured you could come with me to my friends.
At this moment, as the two of you have been mirroring your movements, at this moment, you notice that the other Mavli reaches for her warhammer, and you feel yourself reaching for your warhammer.
Ooh.
I don't want to fight me. I have a pretty low AC, see? Are we going to do this? Is it going to be like that?
Well, I'm not letting you out of here. You can't hurt my friends. So, how we're going to do this, because this is an exact copy of Mavli, we are going to flip a coin.
Okay.
50% chance that you win, 50% chance that you lose.
Okay.
Shit.
Heads or tails?
I don't have a coin, Z. Do
I
you
have a coin.
Of
I
course.
don't like this. I don't like these odds.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Jamie, heads or tails?
Hey, I like your face. We'll go heads.
Okay. All right. 30 seconds later, a battered and bruised Mavli violently slammed the skull of her twin into the ground, using her elbow to pin the double's arm. She stabbed and grappled Mavli in the torso. She leaned closer, watching the focus, the life leave her twin's eyes. She had to be sure. Good had prevailed on this day. As her twin died, the floor and room around her shattered. Having murdered a version of herself, even one that was evil, Mavli now had to make a sanity roll.
Oh, it's not as good. 13.
And she took the full 40 stress damage,
Oh shit.
pushing her past the breaking point. As she cackled, she told herself that the creature she killed couldn't have been the same as her, couldn't have been anything like her, couldn't have been identical in every way, except a murderous moral alignment, a calling to sacrifice the living in the name of the All Shadow. It had to have been a mistake. But she had little time to ponder this as she fell from the ceiling just beyond the light of the candle where her allies slept.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna pick up Quinn and I'm gonna put her by her bedroll and I'm gonna go wake up Nona like nothing ever happened.
Okay.
Gonna grab her foot and shake it.
Mm,
It's time to get up. It's your watch.
all right.
Who do you want to sit with you?
Wood said that
Let
she
Wood
would.
sleep.
That's true. I offered for second watch.
Maybe let the bear rest. Grab Sudi.
Why do you want to change the plan?
I don't think it was a plan. I think it's fine. I think you and the bear are two of our stronger and more stable people, and putting both of them on the same watch is just not, it's fine. If you want to sit with the bear, that's cool. I'm going to go lay down. Nona? Navli's going to sit down next to you and kind of put her head on your shoulder. I'm really tired.
Yeah, go ahead. And did anything happen?
I think there's something going on with Quinn and the dagger, but I think we've figured it out. Don't play tic-tac-toe with her. She cheats.
Noted. Can I do an insight check?
Why would you?
Because she likes to minimize her own suffering, and I want to make sure she's okay.
I don't think an insight check would be justified here, specifically because you haven't really done it in the past
That's fair.
in similar situations.
Is there a way for me to? Because like I mean, it doesn't sound like she's okay.
Mavli's going to sigh and kind of lean over again. The torch moved like 3 inches down in like 2 hours.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know how bored we were? Tic-tac-toe only takes you so far. And really, honestly, Nona, as somebody who literally has to put the same stupid face of religious figures on temples across the stupid country, do you think that dwarves could put the same thing down over and over and over and not like snap after a while? it's been bothering me, and now I just spent 2 hours staring at it and we're not going anywhere.
I think you need to sleep.
Yeah. Probably. That tea is not like normal tea. By the way, it is not tasty.
What, like a psychedelic?
That would explain a lot.
Okay, now can I be concerned? She
Sure.
just admitted to seeing something.
You could be concerned, but you would blame it on the tea.
Well, I also don't trust anybody's perception of like anything.
Well, do you think that you and Wid should be on the same watch?
I just thought that that's what we agreed upon.
Okay.
Let me wake Wid, and if she wants to keep sleeping, I'll wake up Sudi.
Well, I mean, if you already woke her up, why don't we just wake
All right,
everybody up and ask who's
you go to
next?
sleep. You go to sleep. Nona will take care of it.
We take care of a lot of things, Nona.
Yeah, I'm really good at it. Go to sleep.
Yeah. Don't worry, the dark doesn't press in on you too much while you're here.
Honestly, maybe some pressure would be comforting.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna wake Wid.
Wid is awake.
Wid.
She stands up and looks around for the two people that were on watch first.
Quinn is already out like late.
Was she asleep when you were woken up?
Yeah. I'm afraid that Mavli has taken on too much.
Wid goes to look at the line that she drew earlier to see if it's disturbed. Z.
Sorry, say that again. I was reading something.
Wid goes to look at the line that she drew earlier to see if it's been disturbed.
Yeah. So where exactly was this line?
It was behind all of us, like where we had come from, but not so far behind.
Okay, I got you. No, it doesn't appear to have been disturbed.
Oh, I thought you had drawn the line where the arch was.
No, I wanted to make sure that the silent one didn't come up behind us. So I was trying to mark the sand in a way that, or the dust, the way that we could tell if it was disturbed.
That's smart. Okay, well.
So Mavli was awake by herself.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you would know that necessarily.
Well, I just asked if.
Well, for at least a small amount of time.
Does Quinn fall asleep very quickly?
Was I awake the last time Quinn fell asleep on watch? I think I was. I was outside of the little hut, and then Quinn fell asleep outside.
I don't recall exactly, but we'll go with yes.
She's done it before, but actually, I think she's done it twice.
Now
Emily's
I
gonna
just
sit.
look like I'm bad at watch.
We're all
More
bad at
for
watch.
you.
Mayhap
Emily's
we
gonna sit up
should.
really quick and go, "Don't disturb the candle, Jesus Christ," and then lay back down.
Did we disturb a candle?
I didn't tell you about it.
They lit the candle. It looks like.
Oh.
Mayhap we should
Madeline.
not pair Quinn with someone who will cover for her next time. They need to keep each other awake. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, okay. Who do you have in mind?
We can discuss it next time we have to sleep.
That's fair. Mavli, how long has it been?
Look at the candle.
Candle's halfway burned.
All right, so it's been 2 hours. So we take an hour, then we wake up. Edie and
Lee,
Sudi?
I think.
Lee? All right. Mavli
good.
was saying that you were like you were a fortified member of the group and that we shouldn't be on the same watch.
Makes sense that those of us that are fortified would be on middle watch.
Well, she was thinking that you should be on last watch. She was just very concerned. I'm trying to put her at ease, I think.
Yeah, is Mavli sleeping? Is she within earshot? Like what, I guess, where are we having this conversation?
Well, we're not going to be walking, what is it, 15 feet or 30 feet from the
I think it's
candle?
30 feet, right?
It's
30
30.
feet? 30 feet. We're not going to be walking 30 feet, more than 30 feet from the candle.
Yeah, so basically the passageway is 30 feet wide. So I assume you put the candle near the center-ish. So you'll have on either side of the room, like 15, because the candle has a radius of what? 30 feet? Yeah. So basically the entire cross section of the
The
room.
passageway, and then
Yeah.
squared off.
Yeah.
Nona's just going to casually look over Quinn and make sure she doesn't have any wounds.
Like,
Because
describe casually looking over Quinn.
so imagine the gentleness of a mother who knows exactly how to roll a baby over without waking him or her.
Moms don't touch sleeping babies. We're like, look at that. Look at that sleeping baby.
Look at that sleeping baby. Well, aren't you supposed to make sure they're like sleeping in a certain position?
You just occasionally make sure they're still breathing.
I'm imagining like a motherly flip, like a pancake, but like gentle.
Is that a thing?
Well, if
Pancake
an
baby flip.
infant sleeping on their stomach, I think they have a higher chance of throwing up. But just as long as they're asleep, that matters more, right?
I'm like looking at the moms in the group. I want confirmation on this.
There's
Like, is that
something
actually a
against
thing?
like SIDS.
To be
The-
fair, Quinahawk is like almost a matured adult.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. Like, you've got a gnome who's been possessed in her sleep. I'm pretty sure if you try to flip her, you're gonna get stabbed, and she'll be really mad she fed her dagger
Yeah.
beforehand.
So to be clear, Nona is trying to roll Quinn over in her sleep.
Just to not 100% over. She's not gonna like make her do like a log roll.
Right, but you're manipulating her physically.
I think from a motherly standpoint, if you had been watching somebody, you could look at how they were sleeping and see if they were like kind of protecting a certain area, or if they were hunched over and their breathing was a little weird or something like that. Because, sometimes when something hurts, you curl around it a little more, or you hold it really stiffly or something like that. I think that would be more of what you were looking at from a parental standpoint.
Yeah.
So is this a case of like Nona, like does Nona see Quinn as like a child because she's so small? Is that what's happening?
No, she's just skilled in that particular area. I mean, to an extent, she sees all of her companions as children because that's just how she interacts with people in general.
Yeah.
The other old dwarves.
But not just because she's small. Equal opportunity child
Okay,
interpretation.
just being sure that this isn't like some weird kind of like speciesism.
Yeah, you better be groping everybody else in their sleep.
I will be groping Mavli next, but Mavli isn't asleep yet.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get a roll from Quinn. I
Should
think
this be like? Could it be like a sleight of hand check against her
sure.
perception
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. Do a sleight of hand, and I'll do it against her passive perception.
Oh, okay.
My passive, I think it's like 11.
What's my sleight of hand?
My passive
Oh,
is 10.
it's minus
no,
1.
No, heck.
So what'd you get?
I got a 10.
Okay.
My passive
Quinn.
perception is 10.
Quinn, you feel yourself being
Gently.
touched in your sleep. How does Quinn respond?
This has happened before. I wake up and immediately hold out a weapon. Now, whether I can see that it's Nona immediately or not.
Well,
I'll be speaking. I'll be like, Quinn, it's just me. Did you fall asleep on watch?
What?
I'm gonna
Never
sit up and be
do
like,
that. What are you doing?
I'm making sure you're okay.
are you interrogating Quinn while she's asleep?
Fine.
Okay. Hey. Don't look at me like that. You've stabbed people in your sleep before.
Yeah, do you want me to do it again?
Well, you're awake now. I'm assuming that you have a bit more sound of mind when you're awake.
Only just barely. Have you seen the land that we're in? Don't touch a person like that while they're sleeping.
I mean, would you
Or not?
have a preference on a different way for me to inspect you for injury?
With your eyes. Why would you inspect me for injuries? Did Mavli tell you I was hurt?
No, but people are really good at hiding injuries.
You were with me all day. I didn't get hurt.
Okay. So with this whole thing, she's definitely been flipped around. Do I see anything? Can I roll a perception check?
Well, and she was hurt earlier.
I know.
Yeah, her clothing is fairly soaked with blood.
Like new blood?
I
To
mean,
be fair, I like was injured well in advance.
right.
Right. So like, is it dried, old? Is it still red, or is it brown now? I know a whole bunch about what blood looks like. I've had a whole bunch of daughters at this point. I've washed their clothes.
I might be able to sense it by smell too.
I just don't understand. What did I do, Nona?
You didn't do anything.
Mavli, what did I do?
Hey.
I don't think you did anything, and I think people are being extraordinarily accusatory, and I don't quite understand why when we're supposed to be sleeping.
Wid kind of stomps forward and points at Quinn. You fell asleep on watch, and points at
How
Mavli,
would you
and
know
you
that?
let her.
How
You
would you
let
know
her,
that?
Mavli.
Yeah,
How
hang
would
on.
You
hang
risked
on.
all of
Quick-
us.
Hang on.
Oh
Quick,
my goodness.
hang on. Quick clarification. Did Mavli tell anybody that
No.
Quinn was asleep on watch?
No, because Nona told me that Quinn was asleep when she was woken up.
But that doesn't immediately mean that she had fallen asleep during watch. I was just asking. It's
Okay.
called being thorough.
Yeah, Nona, you didn't correct anybody, and you woke her up in the middle of this. Isn't there a better time to ask? And Wid, cool your shit.
Did she fall asleep during watch,
Are we
Mavli?
trying to start a fucking fight? You're about to get into some shit.
All right.
Did anything happen during
All right.
watch? that
I'm
anybody
going
needs know
to
about?
cast sleep on
You're
Quinn.
gonna cast a spell on me. This is your fault, lady. I'll see you in the morning.
Will there be a warning?
Interesting. Quinn, would how to say this? Are you willing to be put to sleep?
No, I was not willing to be moved around in the middle of the night. I was not willing to be accused of shit. Quinn is very upset right now.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I would like those of you who are awake and are participating in this situation, please roll initiative.
All right.
Poor Wid. Wid is just all like, I'm just reacting to what this sensible, lovely, matronly dwarf said to me. And now the other two are mad.
Well, and now y'all get bare face.
Yeah, I'm not saying that this is combat. I just want to establish an order in which things might occur.
Do I get the first go anyway?
No.
So I don't cast sleep yet.
No, you can't sleep. You just do it on your turn.
And they're arguing very quietly, right?
Not anymore.
Yeah, casting a spell
Was
requires verbal components. So go ahead and give me those initiative rolls.
who
It
did
has a
last
9.
do it?
17.
Okay, and what was Quinn?
And me? I didn't roll.
Wonder what Lee is dreaming about right now.
I get a 12.
Mavli 12.
No, Quinn was 12. Mavli is 13.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Out of character, I am incredibly taken back by this.
and what was with
9.
9?
I love how people say 9.
9.
And
9.
depending on whether they're
Nine?
like okay
You
with it or
can tell
not,
who's in critical role.
there's
Okay.
also like frustration. 9. Fantastic.
Okay, so Nona begins to cast her spell. I believe sleep has a
Takes
saving
an
throw?
action.
I'm sorry.
It takes one action, and yeah, the saving throw is I think just my spell save DC, which is 12.
Yeah, okay. So Chrissy, I need you to roll 5d8 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And who are you choosing to target with this spell? You can choose.
Well, my goal is to just calm everybody's shit. So
right. But who are you targeting to put to sleep?
the loudest person, which is Quinn.
Okay, so just Quinn.
Well,
I feel like it might be Wid.
I mean, she
Okay,
was
so-
kind
So
of like
don't say the loudest.
the anger
person,
whisper,
you just
but
can specifically say Quinn.
The scary
Um,
mom whisper.
if I roll more than her, do I have to target multiple people if I want?
No,
Well, I mean, like,
I just want to be clear about what you're doing. You're just targeting Quinn.
well, what I
with the sleep spell.
wanted to do, if I was able to flavor it in any way possible, I would have liked to kind of make everyone calm using a sleep spell.
That's calm emotions, not sleep. Sleep puts people to sleep.
I know, but that's all I could think of.
Yeah, that's fine. You can cast sleep. That's cool.
So like, but if I roll higher than one person's HP, then I'll target a second person.
No. If you only target one person, then only that one person is affected.
If I target more than one person, do I?
Then it targets first the person with the lowest HP.
Oh. That makes sense. All right. All right, that's 10. Wait, well, how many?
It's 5d8. Unfortunately, for Quinn, there is no saving throw here. It's just a matter of her beating your current HP.
5. 19. 24.
Okay, so Quinn falls asleep. Mavli, Nona just cast the sleep spell on Quinn.
Have I ever seen a sleep spell before?
You have now.
What the fuck did you just do? What is wrong with you?
I think
I'm
you
gonna
need
run
to-
over to Quinn and shake her.
That won't work.
If somebody uses their action to wake the target, they wake up. So
I'm
Mavli
looking at the
runs
wrong one.
over and starts shaking Quinn, at which point
Are
Quinn
you okay?
wakes up.
She's fine. I'm just trying to calm everyone down. Which
By
you are
knocking them
not.
out with words? The fuck is wrong with you? I thought you were some kind of like religious cleric-y type person, but no, you're like words of death freak.
Wid.
She's not
Please
harmed
don't tell me
at
I'm
all.
fine. I can tell from what you didn't hear before.
How
She's-
loud is everyone being?
Oh, incredible.
Pretty loud, I think.
Currently not fine. Currently enraged.
Wid, what is Wid doing?
Oh, was Quinn already woken up? 'Cause
Quinn has been woken up. Unfortunately, she missed her turn because she was asleep.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Mavli, did Quinn fall asleep during watch?
At the very, very end, yes. And then I woke up Nona.
Gonna roll insight on that. See.
Sure. You can.
It's a 22.
You don't sense any deception.
The very, very end, how long was she asleep?
Why does it fucking matter? Do you not trust me? If you don't trust me at this point, why does anything I say matter? She fell asleep 15 minutes in and I just let her lay there. And I watched as her little bitty boobs went up and down and up and down and up and down. And the torch went down 3 inches. I've dealt with 3-inch men before. It's disappointing. But you know,
Speaking of disappointing,
yeah, I'm thoroughly disappointed in you. Suspicion, super awesome.
why do you think we took
5.
watch in pairs, Mavli?
Why do you assume she went to sleep so early, Wid?
Because you're acting strangely.
Maybe I've been awake for a long time. Maybe I didn't want to burn a candle. Maybe I saw some weird ass shit on watch that nobody gave me the opportunity to say or talk about, and instead started being accusatory in the middle of
I
all of this shit.
specifically asked you if you'd seen anything strange on watch,
Nona,
and you
shut the
said
fuck up.
no. So
I'm done. Mavli's gonna just lay down. Actually, you know what? She's not. She's gonna get up and she's gonna walk into where the torch is.
she's just
giving up
gonna
on her long rest.
she's just
She's
gonna
just walking off.
she's just gonna freeze in midair.
Mhm.
Well, that's one person I don't have to talk to right now.
Interesting choice. Okay.
At least we know
Like
where
it.
she is.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was in character. At least we know where she is.
Out of character, I don't understand what the suspicion is, frankly.
She didn't go anywhere before. Yeah, not that you were asleep, so you assume that she's been with us the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to like rules lawyer or anything, but yeah, just encourage people to keep it strictly to like what your character knows.
I mean, you have been encouraging us to be suspicious of each other
Oh yeah, for sure.
for months.
Uh,
Which is why I haven't said anything.
Yeah, Wid is not a person that falls asleep very quickly and would expect that both of us would have been woken up at the same time. So I was very surprised to see that one of the people who were on watch seemed comfortably asleep.
Yep.
So that was what the question was.
Yeah, I'm cool. I just wanted to clarify that to be sure that you're acting on like in character suspicions, not out of character suspicions. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, continue. This is good shit.
I'm glad you think it's good shit.
Well, it's in character, right?
Only
This is
gonna
in
get
character. We're all friends here. This is in character stuff.
Whose turn is it?
I think
Oh,
it's just
well,
you and I now. Are we?
yeah.
No,
You-
no,
I
Quinn's
don't-
still there.
Unless somebody's continuing
right.
combat, then we have no need of continuing initiative. So
What's Quinn doing?
No. I mean, Quinn feels like there's been a line drawn, and then she just watched the one person standing up for her walk through frozen time. So Quinn doesn't quite know what she's doing yet. She's definitely pissed off. She's definitely pissed off that everybody is fed.
I get. Oh, I have my channel divinity again.
okay.
She's still standing defensive because the last thing she heard from the two people who were against her were still against her.
All right.
So she's still standing there with her weapon.
All right. So, Nona's gonna. She's like, all right.
I think our
So-
sleeping people, if you wish to have been woken up by this ruckus, feel free.
I think I'll roll for it.
She's pretty out, but she's disturbed in sleep.
Mhm.
But I don't know. When you guys are you guys talking loudly or straight up yelling?
I'm not yelling,
I'm not yelling.
but I feel like Mavli definitely yelled, but she's not anymore.
And Quinn committed twice tonight by a sleeping spell and by being woken up. So she's her voice is elevated.
She sort of shifted in her sleep but didn't wake up.
All right, deep sleeper.
What about
Edie
Edie?
would have slept through that.
She was very exhausted.
Love our meditative barbarian. The Zen barbarian.
It has been a long day. She's got a she's exhausted. She's knocked out. She's not phased.
Edie like rolls over. Shut up.
Mm, very well adjusted.
I think Lee will just get a not as full restful sleep as a result from this.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who are awake,
I was just waiting for everyone to decide whether or not they were awake or not. Can I do a thing?
yep.
Okay, so no. Well, that was rough. Quinn, I wasn't accusing you. I'm not against you. And as she's saying this, she's gonna sit next to her in like like an open way, like I'm tired and I'm being real, as the kids would say. And she's going to say, I think we should all just try and calm down. And if you would, maybe say a prayer with me? Or at least So Quinn doesn't look impressed. So then she's like, okay, well, if you don't mind. And then she's going to channel divinity as a bonus action that gives me +5 bonus points to charisma for the next 10 minutes.
How many channel divinities do you get per day?
1 per short rest.
Okay.
So I use that up again. So as she does that, so she says like a small prayer, and there's like a bit of light, and then she says, and this she says with a bit of like weight. She says, I think everything will be fine if we just get as much rest as we can. And I'm going to try to persuade her as an action.
So typically in situations where it's character interaction, we don't do like persuasion rolls unless it's okay for both parties involved. Like if Juliana is willing to submit to the dice as to whether or not her character is persuaded, then I will allow it. Otherwise, I think that this type of thing should be done through strictly role play. Unless you don't feel that you are confident in your ability to role play, how Nona might do said convincing, or maybe describe the type of discussion that Nona is attempting, and then Juliana can decide if Quinn would be affected by that. So
Well,
one of either ways. If you want to do a roll, it's up to Juliana. Otherwise,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's her character being affected here.
I'm not trying to bully Quinn into as a player, I'm not trying to bully your character into doing anything. I'm just trying to I'm trying to do what Nona would do, which would be create an environment where people can like let down their defenses a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So it's up to Juliana.
You're muted. I still can't hear you.
There you go.
There you go. Oh,
Nope.
nope.
Is it working?
There it
you
is.
go. Now you're
There you
muted.
are.
Now you're muted again. Quinn suddenly has stopped being able to speak.
Is it working?
There it is. I can hear you now.
Goodness. So admittedly, Quinn is still pretty defensive and like you're suggesting to me that you want us to get the most sleep while I was asleep. And you decided to disturb that.
I was trying really hard to not wake you up. I'm sorry I woke you up.
I think the best way to not wake people up is maybe by not touching them.
Well, I'm glad we've set that boundary. I won't do it again.
I'm sorry, how old are you? 285, and this is the first time you learned that boundary? I too am tired. I feel attacked by people who I thought were on my side.
I am on your side. I was trying to make sure you weren't injured. There's blood everywhere.
There's always blood everywhere. You see
Exactly.
this knife? It always has blood on it.
Which is why I like to check on the health of my friends. In fact,
Have you checked on the knife before?
do you need healing?
You do
Because
this to me every time I'm sleeping?
No. No. This is the first time. Because the last
Okay,
time I was awake while you were asleep, I was the one on watch.
Was I attacked while I was asleep and you were awake?
No, which is why I didn't make sure you weren't injured because I had seen you fall asleep.
That's the point of being on watch. You didn't see me fall asleep. You were asleep when I went to sleep.
Well, you definitely fell asleep while I was on watch.
You didn't get hurt. You didn't get hurt while I was on watch. That's the whole point of being on watch. I was guarding you. I was protecting you. I let you rest. I thought this was the understanding.
I do understand. You're definitely supposed to be sleeping.
I was.
Well, I can help you fall back asleep if you're worried about not being able to sleep again.
Oh, no, Nah. We played that game already. Try your
I'm
little
not-
tricks on me again.
I'm not playing a game.
Very well fall asleep on my own, as I have been for doing 59 years.
Good job. I
You say she's 59?
do you want me to do anything?
No, Nah, if you please, I would like you to do absolutely nothing for me. Here are some ball bearings as gratitude.
I don't know what that means.
You can play tic-tac-toe with them. Maybe you can chuck them at all the rest of us to wake us up from our slumber.
That's halfling for go fuck yourself.
Good night. And then she really just jumps in behind Mavli.
Oh, that's
The only
amazing.
on her side.
They're not going to get any sleep if they're over there.
All right, so Quinn goes through the gate.
Would
What did Mavli mean when she said that no one would listen to her when she tried to say what she saw?
I don't know, because I asked her if she saw anything and she said no. And then I pushed and she said that she didn't like the tea. And then I said, what was wrong with it? Was it like a psychedelic? And she said, that would explain some things. And I said, well, what did you see? And then she said nothing and she got upset.
Wit is going to go looking for the teacup and is going to smell it and see if she knows the scent of this tea
Okay, yeah.
based on her herbalism or nature, medicine, religion, whatever we want to use.
Yeah. So what kind of tea was it?
It's called woman tea. It's a desert plant,
Okay.
and there's no leaves on the plant. It looks like little green sticks with pieces sticking out.
Okay.
And it doesn't taste pleasant.
Sure.
But it's
I'm gonna
medicinal.
have Wid make a nature roll to see if she maybe recognizes this.
21.
Yeah, you definitely, from the smell and like the taste, you definitely recognize this as a reasonably harmless, if anything beneficial, kind of herbal tea.
And do I know it to have any psychedelic effects?
It does not.
There you go.
I walk back to Nona. I don't know where you are, if you're near the tea or not, but
I'm standing, I haven't moved.
So you're by Quinn's bed? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she'll approach you, and that tea would not have made Mavli see things. So it explains nothing.
I'm going to use my last channel divinity. Or not channel divinity, sorry. Divine sense. To see
Okay.
where the silent one is.
Okay. You use your channel divinity and open your divine senses. The silent one is in fact still at just the end of your senses. You
Is it
detect
moving?
it there. At least it's that familiar sense.
Mm-hmm. Is it moving?
Nope.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
All right. And it's behind us, not ahead of us.
Correct. It's as if it's following you.
Knowing how fast I've seen the silent one like run,
Mhm.
which is pretty fucking fast. Would I be able to like think about how fast it could go from where we are to where it was or where it is now? So 90 feet.
So like a mental estimation, it'd probably take
Like
several
minutes.
seconds.
Seconds.
Several seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, the silent one is here.
At a full sprint, you estimate that, yeah, it could get to you fairly quickly.
Fairly quickly, a couple seconds. 90
Yeah, like
feet in a couple seconds.
within 2 turns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would I be able to recognize divine sense? Is that what she used? Would I know that
Yeah.
magic?
No, because divine sense is just something she like kind of opens up her awareness, and she can like smell and taste weird things in the air. And yeah, you might notice that her mannerisms change. Maybe she like cringes her nose a little at an acrid smell. But aside from that, you would just maybe notice that she's looking around and sniffing the air a little bit.
How do you know where the silent one is?
Illuminator grants me sight.
Is this all the time?
No, it's only when I focus my energy. However, I think I've exerted as much as I can.
Understood. Will you be able to do it after third watch? When we've rested a bit?
Yeah, once I've gained my strength back.
Okay.
But they will not be able to gain any strength back.
The answer to that question should be a no. You regain it after short watches. Long rest does not count as 8 short watches or 8 short rests,
I didn't think it counted as 8 short rests.
or any short rests. During a long rest, you are taking a long rest, not short rests.
So things that recharge during your short rest
That's not what
during a long
D&D
rest?
Beyond
No,
says.
things that recharge during short rests also recharge during a long rest.
Yeah.
But if you use something that recharges at a short rest at the beginning of a long rest,
I wasn't referring to the long rest as a short rest. I was referring to the short rest we took back before we got in the tunnels.
How many uses do you get per short rest?
1. I used
'cause
one.
You just used it.
No, I used one before I took the short rest in.
Uh-huh.
Before I took the short rest in the bones, muscle, and skin place.
Right. Right.
Oops. And then I
So,
took a short rest.
Hear me out. Hear me out. You just used it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
From the
until
short
end,
rest back then.
right. That is irrelevant. So you just used it until the end of this long rest.
Yeah.
You can't use it again.
Right. I
Yeah,
asked
that's
after
what I said.
I asked after third watch, not after our watch. So she would have another rest.
It's
Between
after
now
the
and
long
then.
rest.
completes. Yeah, after the long rest completes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what we were. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Same page.
So, yeah. I completely forgot where we were. What was I saying?
Oh,
I'm
I
really-
just
really tired.
yeah, Wood asked if he would be able to use it again.
Yeah.
When it was all time for us to wake up.
Oh, I actually can use it. I can use Divine Sense 3 times per long rest and Channel Divinity once per short rest. So the Divine Sense specifically.
3 times per long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
They won't be able to get rest. Pointing to the 2 that are frozen mid like tantrum.
Well, at this point, we must respect their choice.
If they don't get sleep, then it's going to get worse.
Then they will suffer, and we will suffer, and we all have to accept their choice.
I feel like we're all going to very much suffer because of it.
What is our option?
Spend the next 20 minutes trying to think of something to convince them to come back.
We could attempt to pull them back. I do not know what the effects of that would be.
Probably more screaming.
They will have had very little time to calm down when it is time for all of us to go through. But we could plan accordingly.
Perhaps we could all get our long rests. And then we all go through. And then they backtrack a little bit and finish their long rest.
But then they will be there by themselves and sleeping.
So one more person should go with them.
Yes.
Well,
Or you
They're
and I
not-
stay behind so they can yell at us.
I suppose it's nothing I'm not used to. Perhaps they'd let Sudi watch over them or something.
Well, we shouldn't leave only one person behind. That's what caused this.
Well, what do you propose we do then?
That we all suffer together and move ahead. If they get so tired and they calm down, perhaps they can turn into bear form and they can take a ride and a nap.
I don't think that riding on your bear form will be stable enough to warrant a restful sleep.
If they are tired enough, it will be. And if they are not tired enough, then we can move ahead.
Out of game, I don't think that's how that works.
It is practical as fuck, and I love it.
I don't think that's how that works.
I think it's exactly how Wood wants it to work. We're just gonna go forward and get the kids, and I can get away from all of you.
I love it.
I need to go check on my sheep at home. The end.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, I think we're gonna call that a session and I'll stop the recording so we can do a little bit of aftercare here.
All right.